Hi folks, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the mess and the horror that is Scrap Saturday. First of all, I'd like to wish you all a very happy new year. I hope we have a less challenging year than 2020. Now, another thing I have to say is my internet connection is very bad at the moment. I hope I'm able to get this video up. There is a fault on the line, but on account of Christmas and New Year, the technician won't be able to come and have a look at it until next week. So please bear with me if you're kind of viewing this video late in the day or late in the week. I will try and keep on track, but it's not my fault. Now, you see my box of scraps here. First of all, I try to organise the scraps into categories, and I was nearly crying at one stage, but I'll show you what I've done. I've sorted out the embellishments. These out of the way. Just put them into a bag. And then I sorted out all the paper that had something done to it, you know, that was either embossed or glittered or it was vellum. You know, stuff like this that had some kind of treatment. It wasn't totally plain card or paper. I put that into its own separate bag. Then these are all things that could be used as embellishments and toppers. They're bits of print, you know, digital downloads, bits of die cuts. And I found these lovely, I must have been starting a card or something. They're like, yes, that is actually an envelope made out of fabric. And I found these lovely cards I'd make, kind of journaling cards, that's the word I'm looking for. There's, I don't know what that is, and envelopes and things like that. So I've put those into an envelope as well to keep them kind of organised. Then there's the paper scraps. I haven't really got around to doing much with these yet, but you'll see. And then the card scraps. I have whittled these down a good bit. Somebody left a comment on my last video saying that my scraps looked a lot more interesting than theirs. Well, I think that's the way. It's like what everybody else is having to eat always looks more interesting than what you're having to eat. But that's the way of it. I have done a few things to these. Then I keep finding more scraps. This is a pile of envelopes, coloured envelopes, tea-dyed envelopes. I think I have the makings of a junk journal between all my paper scraps, card scraps and this kind of thing. I'm going to try and make a junk journal out of that. Then, what's this? The beads. I didn't do anything with my beads. I just put them into a container. But I will be getting at them sooner or later. And another thing, I didn't do anything to the fabric scraps because where I normally sew has been taken up by a 1,000-piece jigsaw that Mr. Snippets and myself are trying to do. I'll try and give you a little view of it here. There it is, the Wolfwalkers jigsaw. So we've been doing that over the Christmas to try and keep ourselves amused. So I think we're back down to, yes. So the card, what did I do with it? I've made card blanks with the larger pieces of cards. Lots of them, I'll just show you. I dug out some dies I've used that make cards. I'll show you the ones I'm talking about now. Sorry if this video, it sounds very boring. I sound boring to myself, but here you go. I have these Spellbinders dies, and I don't really get enough of them, but they make stepper cards. And they have lots of, you know, little dies to go with them. So I will make up a few cards out of them. And I also use this particular die here that kind of, it cuts out a square in the middle of the card. I'll show you. There's all the, oh, here it is. See, it's one of these cards. It goes flip-flop. Anyway, these are fairly basic. I will I will try and turn these into cards and make them up. I have straight, I have some plain, cut some plain ordinary card blanks as well. Anyway, that's very plain and uninteresting. And then I sorted out here a few cards I'd started to make but never finished. Now this card here at the start of it is based on a video by Mel Hatton. You put flaps with different things on them here. I'll leave the link to her video in the description box. Mel isn't on YouTube as much as she used to be, but she is a brilliant card maker. There's another card that I started and didn't finish. All that has to be tackled and finished. Now, I'll show you a few more things. Of course, I found more scraps. I also found this. This was Crafts Beautiful magazine, and there was a Christmas card making kit in it. I had scraps left over. I did make a few cards for it. I had more scraps left over. So I made a few Christmas cards for next year. I'll show you them quick. And these used up some of the card and paper. This one says Happy New Year. Yeah, Happy New Year. They're very glittery and very bright. Yes, I did remember to put an insert in that one. They used up a lot of the gold card that I had in my stash. So I have a few that was hanging around the desk as well. And this one, I think this is my favourite one. Merry Christmas. So there I have 5 cards made ahead for next Christmas, and I have completely finished the kit. I've also decorated a few envelopes with leftover Christmas paper. This came out of something as well, I don't know what. These are just the ordinary business envelopes, and I've tidied them up and put a little scrap of paper inside to give something to look at. I must make more of those in non-Christmas things. Anyway, that will be going up into the attic for next year. Now, another thing I did when I cut up my oh yeah, I'll show you my scraps cut up if I can find it. Here we go. I turned some of the scraps of card into the backs of postcards. Now I have a die for doing this. It's an X-cut die. Of course, I haven't brought it out here with me, so I might show it to you next week. So they're the backs for postcards I might make. I also cut ATC coins because I notice if you want to get, it's handy to have these ready to go when, you know, the humour strikes. I made ATC blanks because somebody, I think it was Betsy Doodle, was having an ATC swap last year, and I didn't join in because I didn't have the energy to go and start cutting blanks, ATC blanks. I know you can buy them, but I couldn't be bothered. I've also cut some of the leftover card into inchies. I might try a few inchies during the year. And I used some of the paper to make little envelopes to put the ATCs in, to present them nicely. I used the We Are Memory Keepers board for that. But, I mean, I could have made dozens of those, but I decided, no, I'll only make about 12. And then I decided I'd cut a few tags, but I'd make them into double tags. I'll show you what I mean. See, they open up like a little book, and then you can stamp lines to be written on or decorate the insides of them. I'll show you a bigger one. There we go. I could put more paper in here, make a little booklet, but these will be great for putting into junk journals during the year. Now, where's my paper gone here? Here it is. I've also had a lot of wool scraps floating around the place. I started a tablecloth and it turned out to be too full of holes. So I ripped it up and got loads and loads of these little balls of colours. So I'm making hearts out of them, and I have a plan for these. You see, these are crochet hearts. Now what I've done is I've crocheted 2 hearts and sewn them together, because I found I used a heart before as a decoration on the spine of a junk journal, and I found that if you use a heart by itself, it curls up at the edges. So I made 2 in each colour and crocheted them together. There's more. So I have plans for them, and I hope to show you what I've done with them next week. I had a nice white one done. No, one of them has got lost already, but don't worry, I'll find it. So that's my scraps, as much as I've done for the first week. It's mainly just been organising, and I continue to work at it. So I should see you next Saturday with another video. I might even do a crochet video on how to make hearts, very simple hearts, so that you can get started on your Valentine's projects or your spring projects. Might do that during the week. So I love you and leave you, and again wish you all a happy and safe new year. Bye.